If you couldn't wait to see a new and hopefully improved DC movie after Birds of Prey, well, unfortunately, we're all going to be waiting a while. Let's take a look at The Batman and when it's now set to be released. We'll talk about how the cast and crew are getting ready and why this could just be the beginning of a major movie movement. Let's start out by getting the bad news out of the way. Production on The Batman has been suspended due to the coronavirus pandemic. But if the franchise can bounce back from Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, it'll get through this difficult time.
Yes, of course. Hold on.
The original release date was set for June 25th, 2021, but it's been rescheduled for October 1st, 2021, and there are a lot of reasons to be excited about it. Since Batman is such a well-known and well-loved comic book character, opinions on what fans would like to see in the new movie aren't exactly in short supply. According to actor Robert Pattinson, this film will show us a more flawed version of the Dark Knight, and many fans are hoping to get a particular comic book storyline called The Long Halloween. The Batman co-writer Mattson Tomlin posted this on social media, and that was all fans needed to decide that this storyline is definitely happening. We know that Catwoman, the Riddler, and the Penguin are both in The Long Halloween and the Batman, and this would be a great chance to show off Bruce Wayne's detective skills. Apparently, Zoe Kravitz is working hard to get in Catwoman's shape and stay that way. Since filming was suspended, Kravitz joked about being able to fit into her costume when it resumes. Getting into fighting shape isn't easy, and it's only more difficult when you can't leave the house and head to the gym. She's been working out 5 days a week while communicating with her personal trainer virtually. According to Kravitz, exercising is helping her body and her mental health. Although this is the first time she'll be seen on the big screen as Catwoman, she voiced the character in the Lego Batman movie. Surprisingly, we know even less about Robert Pattinson's workout routine, although he's been spotted practicing jiu-jitsu with Higan Machado. But this has caused some fans to speculate that we may not be seeing a totally ripped version, which is in keeping with what we've heard about the character so far. According to the Batman co-writer Matt Reeves, he wants this version of the Dark Knight to stand out from other theatrical versions of the character. He said that ideally, he would show off a Batman who's not yet fully formed. Although he admits to being inspired by films like Batman Returns and The Dark Knight, he's hoping to bring a different version of the character to the big screen. Pattinson claims this is a Batman who isn't fully formed, and he's new to the whole crime fighting thing in this film. Batwoman and Catwoman may be getting into fighting shape for the film, but let's talk about the most exciting transformation in this film, Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot. Now, we know what you're thinking. Nobody could ever live up to Danny DeVito as the Penguin in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman.
I am a man. I have a name.
It's not fair to compare poor Farrell to such perfection, but we're sure he'll do a fine job with the character. Instead of hitting the gym, he'll acquire the Penguin's unique aesthetic with the help of some carefully placed prosthetics. Although we haven't seen an official look at Jeffrey Wright as Gotham City Police Department Commissioner Gordon, what other explanation could there be for this mustache? Wright won the role over J.K. Simmons, who played Gordon in Justice League. Simmons is a talented actor, but it's no surprise that DC is looking to distance itself from that notoriously awful film. Wright is not only a talented actor, but he will also be the first person of color to portray Commissioner Gordon. Jeremy Irons played the role of Batman's butler mentor, Alfred Pennyworth, in previous DCEU films, but in The Batman, he'll be played by Andy Serkis. Peter Sarsgaard will be acting as Gotham City's attorney Gil Colson, and according to Sarsgaard, he's basically a politician that has trouble telling the truth. The funny part of that statement is a tad redundant, but we'll let that slide. He described Colson as a pretty distasteful person, but hasn't yet elaborated on his role. Even though The Batman isn't out yet, we're already thinking about what comes next, and supposedly, there are a couple more movies to look forward to. DC has a history of getting ahead of itself when it comes to planning out future films, but the idea of another Batman trilogy is certainly exciting. Deadline reported that The Batman will be the first of 3 movies showing some of our hero's formative years as he goes from billionaire to billionaire vigilante. Following the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, DC has tried to get its own cinematic universe off the ground with less than stellar results. Although The Batman was developed to be the 11th film in the DC Extended Universe, fans have been wondering how the reboot of the Batman franchise will fit in. DC Chief Creative Officer Jim Lee spoke about the film during the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, and mentioned it along with the upcoming Suicide Squad, Black Adam, and Wonder Woman 1984 when talking about the future of the DC Extended Universe. Of course, there would have to be some serious retconning of previous films in order to make this work. But if DC really wants us to forget about the Justice League movie ever existing, well, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Everyone has their own opinion on who was the best Batman. And no, the fact that Ben Affleck was in Batman vs. Superman and Justice League doesn't mean he was terrible. But the fact that he's no longer attached to this project means it could be a good chance for the DCEU to move forward and let go of what clearly didn't work regarding this character. After all, the Joker we saw in Suicide Squad was pretty much universally panned, but Joker was a huge success. DC even has bonus time to work on the Batman and make it the best film it can be, and possibly the start to an amazing trilogy. So, what are you hoping to see incorporated into the Batman? Let us know which storylines and character arcs you hope make it to the big screen in the comments section. And then click subscribe for more videos from us here at ScreenRant. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.